Hey everybody, meteorologist Brian Good here for today's edition of Snow Talk. Meteorologist Ryan Hoax hanging out here to my left. Can say hi, Ryan.
Hey everybody.
We're all going over the data, so I appreciate your patience today. This is by far one of the most, if not the most challenging systems we've had to forecast here in Kentuckiana. So this is not fun at all. And I love snow, and this one is not fun. I don't like the stress of not getting solid information or data to really go with here to nail down a really good forecast. We want to be as accurate as we can, and this one is really difficult. The main reason being that the scenario we're facing here with snow cover and record cold and a warming situation taking place already starting, in fact, that there's really not one model that excels in that or really is designed to handle the complexity of such events like this without having errors and margins of errors, and that's what we have to keep in mind here. All right, let me cover the temperatures first. We'll dive into the details. We're 13 now. Look at Salem's already up to 17, though, and Litchfield has jumped up to 18. Keep in mind, some of these spots were way below zero not long ago, so there is a warming that is taking place, and now it's a race on the clock here on the thermometer versus the radar, and that's going to be our biggest issue tonight. Current wind chill, it's still bitterly cold. Feels like zero outside. Winter storm warning still in effect. It'll kick in this afternoon all the way through 7 o'clock on Saturday. Now, it does include everybody, but I will mention we do have a conference call with Weather Service at 2:30, and we will be live blogging that, so look for that link to be showing up on social media soon. All right, we've had some light snow flurries more than anything. This is what I call always a warning shot. You get some moisture right when you start to get that warm air advection to take place. Moisture gets found in the upper layers of the atmosphere, and it gets thrown at us, and some of this is not even reaching ground, but in some cases we've had a few flakes, but you see it's already fading away as it approaches. This is not the main storm. The main storm is right here, and look how the precip is really beginning to break out across the Ozarks into western Tennessee. Several reports of freezing rain and sleet now coming in. Even a light glaze being reported across southeast areas of Missouri. So this is just beginning, and you're going to see this radar really light up as we get into the next 6 to 10 hours. The main precip path is going to be crucial here. It looks to be following right across areas of northern Kentucky along the river all the way down into the Ozarks. That is where the heaviest amounts look to fall. And the coldest air, though, is right now located cutting across Kentucky, but it is moving out slowly. It's retreating is what we call that. And the warmer air is right now building in from the south. So they're kind of meeting up and overlapping each other. We call that overrunning when that happens. And when they overlap, it's not always a good thing. But let me start with this. This is the potential moisture that the system right now, and this is just the one model's idea, that it can produce. And we're talking about 2 to 3 inches of liquid. Now, our issue that we have to figure out is how much of that 2 to 3 inches is going to be snow, sleet, freezing rain, and or plain rain. Now, do we think everybody's going to see all of one type of all that? Very unlikely, in fact. If we did, we'd either have a lot of problems with flooding or we would have an incredible snowstorm. And that, at this point, is not likely. Not off the table, but it is very unlikely, given how warm air does one out very often here in Kentuckiana. So, we have to figure out now that if it's not going to be likely one type, then how much of each type? And that's almost impossible, guys, to really figure out until it really gets going. And I know that's frustrating for y'all. Y'all really want to know. You want to make your plans. You want to know how much you're going to get. Do you have to worry about power outages? I get all that. So we've already had power outages because of the cold weather. But I'm going to lay out the best areas that we think right now have a chance to see one type over the other. But at least let me show you a model so you get an idea of what we're looking at. And keep in mind, don't pay attention to the temperatures on the model because they're not really accurate. They're not holding true to what we really are at this point and looking ahead. Here's the NAM model. It tries to bring in precipitation here this evening. In fact, it will. Likely will be snow. Then we get into the issue of mix, but it tries to get us back along to that back and forth issue of maybe some heavy snow for some of us as we head into early on Saturday. And then in the afternoon hours, it's still very iffy. The temperatures are, and you see the heavy precip right across Kentucky, and then by Saturday night, it's out of here. So I mainly want you to look at the timeline, that it moves in tonight. The heaviest will take place late tonight near sunrise through about midday on Saturday, and then by Saturday afternoon, it's gone. So that's the time of precipitation that we're looking at. Let me show you a sounding to give you an idea of meteorologically what we're looking at. This is, as we always try to show you, this is the ground. Here is way up here above our heads, all right? You're looking straight up into the sky at this point. Where you see the red line is the temperature line as you go up, and the green line is the moisture line. Pay attention more. I mean, both of them are important, but right now the red line is more important than anything. But as you look at the atmosphere, as you go up, most of you know we get colder as you go up. And therefore, here's the 0 degree line, or the freezing line right here. All right? So keep an eye on that dashed line. Anywhere left of this line is cold air. Anywhere to the right of it is warmer air. Now, this is a sample of the NAM model. I just took one snapshot. This is 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. You see what's happening. Here's the wind flow in the mid-levels. This is what we call the low-level jet, basically, that builds in. And it's picking up on the idea of the warmer air flowing. Now, look at the direction. It's out of the southwest, and it's pumping in that warmer air. So what happens is you get that nose of warmer air right in here. See how it blows outward? It's pushing itself, or at least it's trying to the right of that 0 degree line. So what happens is you get a snowflake. Got a snowflake up here, it falls down, it moves over to the right, melts, and then it moves back into the Arctic air and refreezes, and then it hits the ground. We call that sleet or ice pellets. And we're going to be seeing this line wiggle back and forth around this 0 degree line all night long tonight, and then different parts of our viewing area. And that is, I mean, it's going to waver from one end to the other. 1 hour, the next hour may go back this way, and that's going to make it very complicated to determine amounts and the types that we're going to have. The important part really is going to be the low levels. You see how it is picking up on the idea it's very cold at the surface. We've got a cold ground, obviously. We've got Arctic air still around. So even if it tries to push all the upper layers over to the right of the 0 line and we get nothing but a pure raindrop that happens, there's a chance for it to freeze on contact when it touches the ground. And that could still happen even if we get above freezing at the thermometer at the airport, say 33, 34. Roads are so cold, the driveways, the sidewalks are so cold that it could still create a glaze and you could still slip. So be careful tonight and be careful driving. Even though your car thermometer may say 33, 34, you could still hit icy patches because the concrete is so cold. It's record cold that we're going through. So this is a very unique setup that we're having. But some of you will get lucky enough to warm it up to get the pavement above freezing. You'll have nothing but plain rain and you're just fine. Some of you may never see this line go to the right of the 0 line and you may stay snow the entire time. And some of us will be the unfortunate ones that are going to go back and forth. And that's how the viewing area is going to look. So this is why it's so complex, because you got to look at the whole atmosphere, and you change one little section of it, anywhere up and down, you get a completely different outcome. So right now, this is our best guess at our risk area. And I put in blue the best chance to stay mainly left of 0, or all snow. The best chance doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but the best chance will be north and east of Louisville. The area in pink is the area that I think we're going to have the wavering that's going to go on. And that's the risk is high for that to happen. So we've got to keep that zone in play. It could be snow. I think it will be snow first, but it's going to go sleet and just stay sleet and then end, or it's going to go snow, sleet, and freezing rain, then all rain, or it's going to go snow straight to sleet, freezing rain, rain rapidly. I mean, I know it sounds like a word game here, but that's pretty much the uncertainty in the pink area. And in the green area, you guys will likely start as snow. You will likely see sleet, but your transition to pure rain should be a lot quicker than anybody else. So we're going to put you in the green zone for a better chance to be more liquid than anything with very little impact, other than maybe some urban flooding or small stream flooding that may take place in your hometown. So that's how it looks now. It's not cut and dry. It's going to change every hour. So I'm going to put the plea out right now. We need your reports. You guys are going to have to be part of the Wave 3 weather team here tonight. We're going to need your reports. We're going to need to know if you got sleet, if you have icing, if you have snow, we need to know how much. If you have thermometers at home, that's going to be helpful as well. We need your reports. Hashtag us Wave 3 Snow, and that will help us keep all the reports together. And you guys are going to be our eyes on the ground here, because we have the radar and we have thermometer at certain sites, but you guys are the ground truth, and we really are going to need your help with this one, because this one is a very complicated setup, and it is going to change by the hour. So you've got to stay tuned to the forecast all afternoon long, all night tonight, and through the morning hours tomorrow. Just know we're here, we're watching it, and we're not going anywhere. So just relax at home and help us with the reports, and we'll take care of things on this end. All right, so stay tuned. Much more coming up on this developing winter storm.